Anna is at home and she's, I don't know, doing the dishes, reading a book. She kind of looks out her window at her house. What in the world is that? She sees a bear.
In the backyard?
A bear is in the backyard.
Not too uncommon.
Not really, and especially where she lives, kind of near the country, near the forest or whatever. So he starts playing, though, and she notices he likes soccer. He's playing with a soccer ball.
Get out. So the kid's soccer ball's in the backyard,
Yes.
and the bear's batting it around.
Yes,
Okay.
trying to figure out, this is fun. And what is this? Okay, so the next thing, he starts playing with a great big hose. It looks like one of the hoses that you put in a pool, that kind of a thing.
So he must have an above-ground pool or something.
And so he's playing with the hose, and he gets wrapped up in it, and he's playing. He's on his back. And, you can almost, in watching the video that Anna posted on her social, you can almost hear the bear laughing. Like giggling almost.
Really?
Then he realizes, this is a great yard. There's some fun stuff here. And he finds the trampoline.
Get out. What happened?
He gets in the trampoline. He
No.
starts rolling around. It's almost like he's not doing the things that I would do on a trampoline where you jump up, land on your knees, come back up, that kind of thing. He's just sort of bouncing around and walking around.
How long was the bear in the backyard?
He was there for hours. He
Really?
played for hours. What I wish this bear would have done was been like, yo, come on and play, and called his friends and his
Right?
family. But he didn't. He just played by himself for a while.
I heard that Scott's cat loves the trampoline.
What?
It's true. I saw this video of a guy with like 10 or 12 cats, put them on a trampoline, and I thought, I'm going to try this with our cat because she's always trying to break out the back door, run in the backyard. So we have this trampoline. So I've taken her and put her on the trampoline, and she loves it.
What'd she do?
Well, she looks up at the birds, tries to catch bugs. She runs around a little bit. But after about 5-10 minutes, she's done, and she's ready to get off. But it's
Okay.
kind of fun.
In my mind, all I could see was Scott like taking his hands on the trampoline and going, and then the cat, that's all I could see.
Up in the air?
Up in the air.
10 foot high?
Right? Because I'm thinking, puppies, that would be fun to do
Scott's
with.
too tender. He's a tender
Well,
guy.
I don't think it might mess with the cat. I think puppies would enjoy it. A cat would be like, what are you doing, dude?
Now, my 11-year-old son has gotten on there with her, and he'll start jumping, and she's like, whoa, 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 I don't know about this. Hold on.
There's your son. There goes the cat. There's your son. There's the cat.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
It was in Northwest Point, Georgia, that a church was destroyed because of the tornadoes not too long ago. That was horrific. Here's the thing that just is so encouraging when you take a look at this. You would think the building's gone, right? And so what do? Do you go to another church? Do you stay at home? What's going on? This church decided we're going to have church anyway.
Yeah.
So they all got together, and they didn't need their building because they knew no matter what, the church is not the four walls.
Absolutely. You don't need four walls to have church. You can
No.
have church wherever you are.
Yeah, so Reverend Chris and Bethel Baptist Church, they all got together. They had their service. They worshiped God outside. The sun was shining. Totally different from the day that the tornadoes took right toward that church and demolished it.
Yeah, they leaned on God and that strength, and I love that they even had a cookout.
They
afterward.
did.
They were like,
got
hey,
the barbecue chicken and everything.
it's a beautiful day. We're gonna have church, and then we're gonna eat because that's what we do.
And it makes you think what's going to happen for Good Friday and the Easter services, Resurrection Day, and they're still going to meet and they're still going to celebrate because it's not about the four walls.
I hope that they have to order at least one more tent to accommodate everybody.
Wouldn't that be so
That would
good?
be fantastic.
The whole community come out.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Here's Mr. James. Mr. James works at a high school. He's a janitor, and the students love Mr. James. He's one of the janitors at the high school, and he's like Grandpa. He's 80 years old, Mr. James.
He is. He retired not that long ago, and then the rent that he was paying went up by
$400.
Right?
Yeah.
A month. That's more than significant. That's ridiculous, if you ask me.
So the seniors at the high school caught wind of this, and it's almost like their whole high school career was with Mr. James until he retired, right? And so they're like, we got to do something. He does not have to come back to work. We've got to do something for him. They started a GoFundMe page, and their goal was like $10,000, right?
Yeah.
In 12 hours, they reached it. Then it went out to the community. And the community's like, we love Mr. James too. It was unreal how much came in.
Yeah. So you watch the GoFundMe page. They've actually since shut it down. $271,000.
Isn't that amazing?
So he is going to get to finally retire. He's 80. He needs to enjoy his family, his grandkids, maybe travel a little bit. And you know what? Be able to take care of that rent. Somebody needs to talk to that landlord, too.
And maybe somebody can mop his floor instead of him mopping the hallways.
You know, the home ec class. They still call it home ec?
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Thousands of people have probably seen Lolita and her performances. Lolita is an orca, and she's been with the Miami Seaquarium for about 5 decades. Yeah, she's an older orca. She was captured when she was young, and she has been putting on performances since, 1970.
Time to retire.
She's going to retire.
Is she really?
She is.
Good.
She's actually retired from those performances. I think it's been a couple of years or so, as the Miami Seaquarium have decided, we're not going to have her do those performances anymore. She needs to not do
So
that.
what does an orca do for retirement?
So she is going to be let back into the ocean. She's going to be
Huh?
released back. Yeah, Puget Sound is where she was found in 1970, and they're going to put her back out that way because they think her mama is out there, and they feel like, right? Her
How old is the mom?
About 90 is what they're saying.
They have a long lifespan, evidently.
And so they're saying, you may think, okay, 50, ready for retirement, but she has a lot of life left in her. And so we want her to spend it with her family.
How are they going to monitor her to make sure that she's able to live in the wild? Because she's been
Right.
in captivity for how long?
About 50 years.
50 years
Yeah,
total
yeah.
doing the performances at that aquarium.
Right. So they're going to let her out, and I'm sure she's tagged. I think her mom is tagged because they know where her mama is. She's been sighted. I think she's been tracked, and so they're hoping to reunite these two, and they feel like they will have a relationship.
Well, that'll be good.
It would be so good. Can you
That'll be
imagine?
sweet.
You haven't seen your mama for 50 years. What that reunion would look like?
I can imagine
And
that.
I think it's the same for an orca.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I love when good things come out of stories we talk about. I love it.
Eric is 14 years old, and he has a really big shoe size. I don't know what the biggest shoe size is in your family. What about Liz?
13 and a half.
Who's that?
That's Luke.
Luke has a 13 and a half
Yeah,
foot
13
shoe.
and a half.
That's huge.
Sometimes 14, but
Mine, huh?
yeah, well, I mean, depending on like a boot or a dress shoe.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I have 12 and a half.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how big my dogs are. I have the biggest feet in my family.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can see that.
Nothing
yeah.
like Eric, 14 years old, 23 foot shoe size.
Yeah, I can take his shoe across like a pond, like a kayak.
Right? Yeah, and nothing really, we joke a little bit because they're so big, but he's like, I can't find any shoes.
Poor kid.
They don't make them my size. 23, a size 23? Wow. And so Pumbaa heard about him, Under Armour. Did I say Pumbaa?
Yes.
Puma,
Yes, Timon. You did.
right? Wow. Yeah, what's a star? It's a big ball of gas in the sky.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a quote from the movie. In case you never seen Lion King,
Now I
that's
gotta go
what
see
that
it
is.
again, yeah.
And Pumbaa, who's the warthog?
No, Pumbaa is the warthog.
Okay, yeah.
Timon
'cause-
is the meerkat.
Yeah, because he had a problem with his tummy.
Gas. Mm-hmm. We'll just say it.
Let's get back to the kid. 23 foot. That's his shoe size. 23.
That's huge.
It is.
Poor guy.
Puma, Under Armour, all heard about him. Said, "Hey, we'll make you some custom shoes. We got you covered." And then all of a sudden he gets this call, and the call is from Shaquille O'Neal.
That's a guy who knows about a Bigfoot.
He's got a size 22.
Yes.
A size 22, and he said, "Hey, listen, Eric." And Eric's like, "No way.
Is this really Shaquille?
You really Shaq?"
Yeah.
And so they have a great conversation. He gets a note from him as well. From I think Reebok is the brand, right? And so, and Shaq's like, you know what? When I was your age, I had a size 22. My mom couldn't find shoes anywhere for me. So I feel for you. I know what you're going through.
Oh, my God. I wonder what Shaq had to do at that stage of his life. Did he, because there wasn't really social media when he was a teenager.
Well, I'm sure something happened for him.
I guess so.
'cause
He wasn't
became
playing.
a big old basketball star.
Yeah.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Cooper's been a part of the His Radio family for how many years
I think
now?
it's 3 years.
3 years. Started giving to His Radio during a fundraiser share-a-thon.
He did. In fact, he told his mom, hey, I'll give up my snacks that you buy me so that we can afford to give a donation to, the fundraising and to the ministry.
Cooper is with us right now. And Cooper, today is a special day for you. What is it?
It's my birthday.
It is your birthday.
Well, happy birthday. So you are what, 18, 19 now?
I'm 11.
Well, happy birthday, Cooper. Now, here's the thing. Cooper has been reading the Easter Now app to his family every day. Now, if you don't have the Easter Now app, it's actually an app that shows you in real time what's happening on Easter week.
Cooper, you want to read us something this morning?
Sure.
When did you start doing this, Cooper?
Last year.
You have the Easter Now app in your hands. Let's hear today's entry.
Tomorrow at twilight begins the historical slaughter of the lambs at twilight, which kicks off Passover. Historically, Good Friday was the most significant day in history. Stand by for a step-by-step description of events as if we were there. Exodus 12:1-6.
That's awesome.
It's awesome
Cooper, good job, buddy. Happy birthday to you.
and that you read this to your family every night, and it started last year.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's a good tradition.
The children will lead them, right?
Right?
Oh.
Very good. And to hear what happened today in real time on that Easter app.
That's what I love about it. And it actually will tell you a time, that they believe, those that put this together and the scholars think that these events played out, which is going to start on Good Friday about midnight. And it looks like it goes about every hour, every other hour.
And so you read, as Cooper just said, about Passover today and how significant Good Friday is. And what was it? Ephesians what?
It's Exodus.
Well, I listened well. Sorry, Cooper.
Exodus 12:1-6.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
When you think about a cruise, I know that I have been sort of against cruises in the past.
She has been till she went on one.
Well, so this one, the one we went on a couple months ago was a little different because what I have found before is that I can't stay away from the buffet.
Well, the buffets are unreal. It's just a ton of food. It's never ending. It's always plentiful.
Yes, and there's a pizza buffet at midnight, and there's this. Okay, but
She knows it all.
I do because we took a couple of trips before.
To the buffet on the cruise you and your husband were just on?
No. So when our boys were with us a couple of years ago, we went on a cruise and they wanted sandwiches or pizza or whatever, like at midnight.
Yeah, and it's there.
Yes. And so this time we were a little more careful with our waistlines, which I'm very proud about that.
Good for you.
But there is an all-you-can not eat, but all-you-can cruise pass that is going on sale.
And all you can cruise.
All you can cruise.
Sounds
$900. $900 for the whole year.
On what cruise line?
This is old. So it's like a Jimmy Buffett, I guess. He came up with a cruise line. They have their own cruise ship.
What is it, Margaritaville or
Yes,
something?
it's
Really? After his
Margaritaville.
song?
Yeah.
Really?
I know. He's got those restaurants, and now it's a cruise.
Uh-huh.
And so what you can do is you take 2-day cruises, but you can book them 24 hours before you want to leave.
Really?
You can. Now, you can book them way out if you know, I've got a long weekend. Like this coming weekend could be a long
Didn't
weekend
his restaurants go belly up?
I think there's still some, and then they
There
have
was
some.
one that was close by, and that's no longer here.
Well, I think there's still some, and there's also some resorts that they have.
I'm thinking if he's only charging $900
Okay, but hold on.
for all year and all you can cruise thing, how's that going to sustain itself?
Listen, there's always.
She's going to school me.
I'm
Hear
going to
this?
school you because there's always hidden fees. There is about $104 that is added per person for each trip because that's taxes and fees and things like that. So
The tip?
And well, the tip that
Is that extra too?
I think that's extra too.
Boy.
But still, a 2-day getaway, as many times as you want to.
Now they know what they're doing.
I know, but you could take 52 cruises. You could actually take more than that.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
another
thinking,
52 cruises. That's another $5,200.
Okay, but
a person, right?
Yes.
Because it's 100 whatever
Yes.
for the taxes for every time you go on the cruise.
Exactly.
That's not a $900 all you can cruise thing.
But
Come
52
on.
cruises in a year. I got a girl that I know. Every time I look at her social,
will spend
she's
that?
on a every single time
$5,200
I
a
look.
person for the rest of the year if they do. That's if they do Liz's suggestion of 52 cruises.
Yeah, that is if you can cruise every single weekend and you're close enough to a port, that this leaves from.
Okay, where is it? Where's the port?
I think there's going to be several different ones. They only have 500 of these passes
Is it
available.
gonna go
in
out
the
of
first
Charleston?
year.
That's a close
No,
one.
I think that one's going away.
Wait,
a
what?
couple- Am I correct in that? I think.
What?
Yes, it's going away in a couple
This
of
is
years.
sounding worse as we go on.